Last summer it was the Model S. This summer it is the Model X, due for its 12-volt battery replacement. And it's almost exact, both vehicles. 4.5 years, almost to the day of manufacture, which is crazy. But like I thought previously, I'm pretty sure Tesla's overcharging these batteries and cooking them based on my observations on what basically killed the 12-volt batteries. Now, usually I would recommend a Gruber Motors battery, and I wish I had a Gruber's Motor battery on hand, which is a direct replacement for the stock Tesla batteries. However, the Model X battery, and it was my fault for not planning ahead, went downhill very fast, very quickly. Could be because of a lot of the heat we've had this year in the summer. So, so I had to run to Tesla and get a Tesla battery. So we're going to go over installation. It's very quick, should take you less than 15 minutes with very minimal tools. A little longer if you really want to take your time. So let's hop in the car and start the process. All right, we are now in the car. There's our 12-volt battery warning. And since that popped up, the car has been really funky and my range is dropping like a rock. If you have a 12-volt battery that's on its way out the door, it can actually zap and reduce your main battery charge because it's got to keep the 12-volt systems juiced up. So, next step. I recommend opening at least the driver's side window, if not both, because without the 12-volt battery, you will have no way to get back in the vehicle, but you do want the doors shut when you pull it. So next, open the front, which is already open. Then we go down to safety and security. Open your door. Power off. Are you sure you want to turn the power off? Yes. So the computers are powering down. Get out and shut the door. Do not touch the door. Do not go near the door. Now we will come to the front. Next step is to pull the front out. So we're going to start with plastic panels. And that was barely in there. Just set them aside. Alright, got the plastic panels off. Now you got to take out the front liner. Gently go around. But be very careful because your front has two front lights. You have to disconnect these. The lights stay in the liner. Just disconnect the wires. I'll pull that out. We're halfway there. Next step would be to use you need a 10mm socket to remove the bolts. I am apparently missing some over the years. I did pick this Model X up used. It was about 3 years ago, roughly. So let's pull that out. Actually, before we do that, you do need to disconnect the first responder loop. And this is the little loop that has a tag that says cut. So in case your vehicle's in an accident, the fire department would cut this loop, or whatever first responder is in charge of it, to cut power to a lot of the systems on the car for safety. We need to disconnect that. Do not disconnect your 12-volt battery if the first responder loop is still plugged in. Now, after disconnecting the first responder loop, you need to wait a minimum of 2 minutes for all the capacitors to automatically discharge in the systems. So we're going to set this aside. The reason we did that now is by the time we're done taking this out, it's almost 2 minutes are up. So go around and unscrew all the 10mm bolts. I like doing things the smart way, not the hard way. So I'm using my cordless drill with the socket attachment. Set that down. you lift by the gasket seal, it might pop off. Make sure I'm not getting anything here. And be very careful because, of course, you got the light wires. You can shove those through the bottom, and there's like a little cutout in the front of your front. Shove that down there. So far, what do you guys think? Easy peasy, right? Set that aside. At this point, since you're already in here, you can clean your biodefense filter. So we're going to branch off 2 videos right now. Feel free, the links will be in the description box below. So we're going to branch off to cleaning the biofilter and also changing the battery. Okay, to get to the 12-volt battery, take out your biodefense HEPA filter. And our 12-volt battery is right there. Now, it's labeled as a 2018. Huh, I wonder if this has been replaced once before. And I bought this, was it late 18, early 19? Hard to remember. But actually, there's a lot of stuff that says 18 on it. Oh well, who knows. For removing the battery tray, or the mount holder. Now, oh, looks like my battery was manufactured in July 2nd, 2016. So this battery was already like 5 months old when this car was built. Now you'll need a 10mm socket. Get that. Okay, to remove the 12-volt battery mount, we need a 10mm socket. I'm going to use my drill again. Get in there. Real slow. Save a few minutes of ratcheting. Set the nut aside so you don't lose it. First bracket off. A little bit different than the Model S. Don't touch the positive terminals with your metal wrench. Don't want to short anything out, especially in a Tesla. It'll cost an absolute fortune to fix. Just stick with the 13 if you have it. Now you don't completely unscrew these nuts. You just loosen them a bit because the plate will slide off. The backside's cut out. The wires are so tight in here. On some other Model X videos I saw, it was a slip bolt. So you just loosen the bolt and the contraption just slides right over it. Alright, so there we go. Slide this hose clamp off on the side here. Let's see. Disconnect this drain over here. These are not drain. Is this flooded? I guess so. The Model X was a gel or AGM. Alright, that's about as much as you need to take that off. Now you got to take off that 10 mil on the negative terminal first. Now you don't completely remove that, just loosen it and pull right off. Ta-da! Done. And just for those curious, see this little line right there going to that? That is so the car can monitor the health of the 12-volt battery. It continuously checks the resistance. And once the resistance starts getting too high, as well as when it senses that it's got to keep that charged more than it really should be, that's when it starts throwing that 12-volt battery warning error. Alright, got that one. Now we want to disconnect positive. There is a nice big old fuse on there. Same thing with positive. You always do the negative first before you do positive, because if you start taking that positive off, say you're unbolting it and your wrench touches something else metal on the car, which would be grounded, negative, you're going to have sparks, you might short stuff out and blow fuses. You do negative first. Now if I touch anything, I shouldn't have any trouble. So off it comes. Nice little handle. And there we go. The original 2016 12-volt battery is out. Now this one also has a little view glass. That is black. If the battery is good, the view glass would show green. Yep. Shows you the specific gravity of the acid in the battery. So let's grab our ta-da replacement. Now, looks like Tesla's using a Hankook Atlas BX battery, 12-volt, 40 amp hour, which is the same thing that came out. Different labeling on the other one, but the old one is also Atlas BX. It's even labeled for Tesla Motors, powertrain dock L45500 Fremont Boulevard, Fremont, California. So a Tesla factory, I do believe. Wow, this one's already pretty old. 5 months old already. Manufactured 2020, December 21st, 2020. I'm not too happy with that, but whatever. I need a battery and I'm kind of stuck. Drop that in there and take the positive cap off first. Positive terminal on. Snug it down. Now you don't have to super crank it. Don't be Superman or Superwoman. Putting this on. I wonder how many people I offended by saying that. Volt safety, positive safety cap on there. Take the negatory off. And let's see if we can get some angry pixies to flow. Now, be very careful. There's a good chance that terminal will spark when you connect it back up, because now that it's disconnected, all the capacitors on all the little devices throughout the car are discharged. As such, when you first hit that terminal with the 12-volt negative post with that terminal, all those angry pixies are going to start flowing and charge up those capacitors mighty quickly. So let's do that. Oh, so one. Not too bad. My Model S had a lot more. You can gently tap if you have to get it on. Don't hit hard. If you hit it hard, you can damage the connections inside the battery. Don't want that. There we go. That is on and done. Okay, next we're going to lift it back up and put it back in its proper place. There we go. Line up those holes in the back. I'd say put the 10 mils in first. Where did I put those? But don't tighten, just snug them in case you have to wiggle things around to get the bolts on the top to fit. So let's get the bolts for the top. The two 12s. Get those started. Alright, now that those are started, we'll tighten the bottom. going anywhere. Switch to my, 13, excuse me, 13 millimeter socket. Keep saying 12. Tesla, why are you guys mixing standard and SAE? Or standard and metric? Oh no. That's always bad when you drop a socket. There we go. Duct tape usually helps with that. That's one. Trouble getting this one in. Oh, yeah. Drill doesn't want to put it in. Okay, that side's done. Snug this side. That's good. And one more. Little the vertical bracket. Although in hindsight, you probably could have left the vertical bracket on until you took the mounting case out and then reinstalled the vertical bracket before putting the mounting case back into the car with the new battery. Oh well. At least this one's easy. Alright, we are done. New batteries in. we're all set. Now, of course, you want to test things before putting the rest of the car back together. So now that the 12-volt battery is connected up, you can put back in your first responder loop. There it goes. And let me make sure the car turns on. And the car was already on and waiting by the time I got over there. That was pretty quick. All right, now we just put everything back together. Reinsert your biofilter. And we'll put the front compartment back in. Okay, before you go screwing it in case you have to wiggle stuff, you can put the wires back through for the 2 lights. And go ahead and screw in your 10mm socket, or a bolt. Oh gosh, it's hot today. And I'm missing 1, 2, 3. That's cracked off. So over the years, Tesla service has lost a few of them. It would be Tesla service in Boston. That's where I bought this from. And next, we undo the felt insert. Connect up your wires for the lights. Fits in there all nice and good. And here's the fun part, is trying to tuck the felt back under the rubber gasket. I do recommend doing this more in the shade or in the evening if possible. Or in the garage. I just got too much junk in my garage. It's a workshop I can't get my work in. Just work your way around. Plastics. Oh, wrong way. Do the front one first. And as long as you're in here and you have the plastics off, give your front latch a good shot of silicone or WD-40, because especially if you're in a salt belt area, those rust and then they don't want to work. Now, even though the first responder's loop should be underneath the plastics, make sure that tag is above. That's to let the first responders know that's where they need to be, even though there's a sticker here. So just sticking out just a little bit is always nice. Never caused any trouble for me. That's it. We are done. 100% done. Now all you gotta do is hop in your vehicle and drive. Now you may get error warnings because usually a low system voltage warning. Obviously you had 12-volt battery disconnected, the first responder loop disconnected. That might take a drive or two or a couple screen reboots to go back to normal once it has a chance to analyze the new battery. That's it, you're done.